Peter Pepper. It's visual cue. It'll definitely.
Oh, okay.
All right. Well, you're the interviewer.
Okay. Sweet. Awesome, guys. Hello, everybody. We are here with Mr. Price Leonard. As of this video being recorded, Price is about 6 months into his journey going around the world without an airplane. We are on the Ovation of the Seas. It's a Royal Caribbean ship. It's really the only ship Price could find from Japan back to America.
It's the only one, guys. It's the only one. We were planning on roughing it. Cargo ship, roughing it did not work out. This was the only option. Okay, so this is yeah, just want to clarify that. We've not been living a life of luxury. I've been thugging it out. So if any of y'all have watched the series or are in the process of watching it, guys, I've been thugging it out. We're pampering ourselves a little bit on the Royal Caribbean. So just wanted to give that disclaimer real quick.
Yeah, pampering ourselves a little bit. You know, you don't owe an explanation to anybody. That's okay. But pretty much the point of this interview, I want it to be the first interview of Price Leonard. It's in the middle of this like pretty insane journey. So we're going to get right into it. Price, why around the world without an airplane?
It's a pretty good first question. This is probably going to be a pretty long answer. I would say that two things. So the first reason is I've traveled for the last 5 years. I have gone to a bunch of places. I've always traveled by planes. And one of the things about planes is it's almost like teleporting. You go to a place and you go through the airport and you're in a new world basically immediately. And the difference between traveling like that and traveling like this is you get to experience the gray areas between cultures. So you get to see places that are kind of on the fringes of other places. And I think that's really interesting. I think that also one of the other reasons is it's an easy goal to set, and it's pretty ridiculous, guys. Like this is a pretty like dumb thing to do on paper, like basically like putting the last of my savings on the line and just leaving. But what I will say is I think that having an end goal and just kind of leaving and then being left in no man's land is actually a very freeing experience. So those are like the two selfish reasons, the two things I enjoy. I'm also on a quest for the meaning of life, and I think that when you engage with a lot of people and you get kind of like an average answer for what makes their life meaningful, it helps you determine in your own life what you maybe find meaningful. It helps you analyze what you can find meaning in. So that's kind of my first answer.
Yeah, that's great. Who are some of your biggest influences deciding to embark on this journey?
I would say I'm doing the exact same thing that I did as a kid, but just as an adult. Like I used to go in the woods and, you know, like do like crazy stuff and like, you know, like go to abandoned buildings, do all that type of stuff. But I would say like this is like an extrapolation of what I've already been doing during my life. As far as like my editing style, I would say like inspirations, it's not going to come as a surprise. We know each other, guys, believe it or not. Definitely Vice, definitely Andrew Callahan. I don't ask the same questions per se, but like I like the style, I like the crash zooms, I like the kind of like disheveled nature of you know, like the Channel 5 all gas shooting style, but I like the explorative rogue journalism style of Vice. And there's overlaps between both of them, but those are like two of my inspirations. There's also a Jordan Peterson quote that I really liked from a podcast. He was like, to leave your place of comfort, to leave your family, to leave wealth, and just kind of go on your terrible adventure. That's the meaning of life. And I kind of heard that, and I was just like, whoa, dude, that's like super deep. And yeah, I just kind of left. So those are like my main inspirations, I would say.
It's kind of like the quote, no growth without change. And then like extreme change equals extreme growth, theoretically.
Yeah, and like everybody wants to go on an adventure. Like humans literally need to go on an adventure. And it doesn't have to be like a geographical adventure. It can be any type of big quest, like a hero. I think that there's a deep desire in humans, especially males, to like go on a journey or go on an adventure. I'd say, for sure.
So a little skit that you've been doing in this video is cosplaying as a salaryman in Japan.
Yeah.
Why are you not in the United States being the equivalent? Why are you not working a corporate job, working your way up the ladder, and kind of choosing that path that seems to be, you know, what seems to be taught to us? You have a college degree from Auburn University.
Yeah.
Logically, the next step would have been kind of fit in that niche.
Yeah.
Why are you not there doing that?
Because I don't have to, and I don't really want to. It's really nothing beyond that. There's no like deep answer to it. I don't want to, and I'm able to survive without it. That's it. I have really like no other opinion than that. Yeah, I just don't want to. As far as like me being a salaryman here, I'm not actually a salaryman here. I know you guys might think that I was a salaryman here. We're not going to break the fourth wall right now. You know what? Yeah, no, I was a salaryman in Tokyo after I lost it all. Pachinko, I was in a dark place. So yeah, I have been a salaryman recently, and I'll tell you, it's not something I want to do. So that's my answer.
Being a salaryman is one thing. On this journey, you know, you've been in Pakistan you were stuck in Pakistan for over a month, and then you've been in Japan for about a month. But the difference is you were in Japan by choice. What makes Japan so great compared to other countries in the world?
Yeah, so two things on that. So two of my favorite countries on this entire journey have been Japan and Pakistan. And then China's also in the mix. I would say with Japan, part of the reason I was in Japan for 30 days is because there literally was not a way to get across the Pacific Ocean. My original itinerary was leaving New Zealand and going to South America and making my way back up. So I love Japan, but to say that like I was here for the full 30 days just to hang out in Japan, literally not another boat. That being said, I would prefer to be like stuck in Japan. But that also being said is I think that my 2 months in Pakistan was one of the highlights, if not the most important part of this trip. I don't think that this would have been the same if I wasn't stuck in Pakistan. And like for anybody from Pakistan, you know, it's just, and maybe it's because I was an outsider too, but going and encountering people the way I did and going in with my predisposed biases about Pakistan, I had a way better experience than what I was told I was going to have there. And I think it was the most meaningful part of this trip.
Yeah, cool. Is the world bigger or smaller than most people think?
The world is ginormous. It is a big world. It's a big world out there, guys. I would say
it's a wild world.
Yeah, it's a wild world. It's big. It's big. It is a vast place. That being said, I think that people share a lot more in common than they do have. I think that people share a lot more in common than they realize, despite the geographical distance that they maintain from each other. So I think that if you go to Turkey and you're chopping it up and you're having tea, you can go to Japan, hop in an izakaya, and experience similar things. So I think that, like, yes, the world is giant, and there's all these fun, unique differences and attributes that are clearly all over the world. But you can go to places that feel small and like you find this commonality between people that makes the world feel smaller. But no, it's huge. It's been 6 months, guys. I'm on a freaking boat in Japan right now. I'm ready to get home. I'm ready to tell my mom I love her and see her right now. That's my answer.
So talking about how the world can feel smaller than it actually is, and how geographical differences can feel more minuscule than they are in real life.
Yeah.
A few days ago, we were talking about a big player in the series, Chuan.
Yeah.
Chuan is about as Chinese as it gets. The language barrier is huge.
Yeah.
Yet throughout the series, we see you and him go through hell and back together, seemingly communicating without even using words. Could you touch on that relationship a little bit?
Yeah. So I met Chuan when I crossed from Iran to Pakistan. Chuan was in the process of bicycling through like 7 countries. So he left his car in Xinjiang. He bicycled to like Russia, Kazakhstan, Afghanistan, China, a bunch of countries. And then Chuan rolled. So after I crossed from Iran to Pakistan, I get detained at this like police station on the border because we needed a security escort. They did not have enough resources to provide that. Day passes, I'm there, call to prayer every day, middle of the desert, looked like a Call of Duty map, and Chuan rolls in on his bicycle. So I see this Chinese dude roll in through the front gates of the police station. They kind of give him the rundown. He's like, oh dang, we're stuck here. And so two things happened there. Both me and Chuan were on very long and rigorous journeys. We both had goals for ourselves, and we were also both in a place that we didn't want to be. And I think that like the common ground that we found, the shared experience that we had, made us bond extremely quickly there. And then it evolved from that. You know, you leave the police station and the next city is the same city that we go, like there's only one city you go to. So then we travel to the next city, and you know, the familiarity and the bond and, you know, the shared experience was something that made us both say, okay, let's just keep traveling together. And next thing you know, we're cooking together, you know, we're going on hikes, we're meeting people, we're filming. He also is making some videos. And I think that language is overrated in the sense that it has to be what connects you with your people. It's underrated in the sense that, you know, if you have Google Translate, you can talk to anybody. If you could speak every language, you could communicate on a deeper level. But I will say, despite having a different language, a different tongue than Chuan, Chuan became one of those people that we would look at each other and both be like, oh, we're gonna go do this. We're gonna go do this. So yeah, Chuan and I, through shared experience, through similar patterns and personalities, became very close to the point of family. I can't go into detail about like the whole like visa situation, but I owe Chuan my life. So yeah, very, very thankful for Chuan. He's an amazing person, and Chuan, if you're watching this, I would take a bullet for you. Yeah.
Sweet. Kind of staying on the same topic of Pakistan, what are some things people get right about the Middle East and some things that people get wrong about the Middle East?
Yeah.
For the majority American listeners.
Yeah, for majority American listeners. The things that people get right about the Middle East: it is hot. There's a lot of desert in some places. There's also not a lot of desert in some places. People are Muslim. Yeah, the Middle East is full of Muslims, guys. Like, shocker. Things that the West gets wrong, I would say, or like the U.S. gets wrong, if that's kind of like the angle we're going at, would be that because these people are Muslim or share different beliefs, that then they're a threat to my livelihood. And I found the exact opposite when I'm there. I don't want to be like the enlightened traveler that's like, you know, we're all the same, we're all like I don't want to be like the hippie here in that regard. But what I will say is that they're some of the best people I've ever met. And actually, I would say that of all the places, of all the regions that I went, I think that hospitality actually shined the most there. I think a lot of that has to do with tourism too, but no, the Middle East is amazing. The people there are amazing. Infrastructure isn't good in a lot of places. Iran was a lot nicer. Iran actually had really good infrastructure. And also, like I was saying, people there also great. The things people get wrong are not things that they intentionally get wrong. It's just that they listen to what people say is, you know, truth or false about people. Like, just go, if you want to find out what people in the Middle East are like, go and talk to some people from the Middle East, or go to the Middle East. I would say it's like if you can't go to the Middle East, go find some Middle Eastern people, especially if you're in America. There are plenty of Middle Eastern people to talk to there. That's what I would say. But they're dope. Love the Middle East.
All right. Now, similar question, but switching from the Middle East to China. What are some things people get right about China versus what are some things people get wrong about the China in America? Yeah,
China, also one of my favorite places that I went. The Chinese people, very funny. I think the Chinese people are absolutely hilarious. So really like the sense of humor. I would say that things people get wrong about the Chinese, it's hard for me to like think of like Chinese stereotypes other than people just making like jokes about like accent or like facial characteristics. Very industrialized, I would say. Yeah, very industrialized. There's a lot of ginormous cities that I don't think people would like know about. Typically, like you'll have a city with like 10 million people, and like you've never heard.
Isn't
of it
like
before.
Chongqing like 50 million or something crazy?
It's up there, and Chongqing's not even one of the ones I'm talking about. Chongqing became a city that's like overlooked because no one knew about it. But there's also like other cities like Guangzhou. I'm probably mispronouncing that. Giant cities. Even mid-sized city like Nanning. Like there's places that are like really big, and I just hadn't heard of them. The U.S. dollar stretches really far in China, longer than I would expect, unless you go to like really like major cities. I think things that people get right. I do think that China is like a surveillance state. I'll be honest. The things about talking out against the government, you cannot do that. There are cameras like everywhere, especially like. Yeah, actually, I'm not going to talk about Xinjiang, but that the rumors were definitely true about Xinjiang. So, but other than that, I would say China was sick. Also, the food is not Panda Express food. There is no orange chicken in China, and I'm not saying that again to be the travel guru. Like, there's some crazy flavors in China. Good, bad, life-changingly delicious. You're going to get it all there. Dope country. Check it out.
Great. Okay, sweet. So we will go back and pivot about kind of like your experience with the world and what the world has to show us.
Yeah.
But for now, we're going to talk about you a little bit more.
Yeah.
During the last 6 months, has it felt more like work or a vacation, traveling around the world without an airplane?
It has felt like I've been fulfilling a deep-seated purpose and goal. And it's like, it's not work because it means more than just like working, but it also isn't a vacation because it's like, it's not easy at certain times. So it's been like it's been a spiritual journey, you guys. No, it's been a physical, emotional, psychological, spiritual feat challenge that's been very meaningful and has made my life better and has taught me more about the world and all of the earth homies that inhabit it.
Yeah. What have you learned about yourself?
I have learned about myself, and it's funny, I've not said in the video, in the video I'm like, we get there.
Yeah.
We go here, we go there. I don't like necessarily being like, I, me, in the video. But what I will say I've learned about myself, I have learned that I am an above average adapter in social and cultural environments. Mm-hmm. So I can go to most rooms and kick it with anybody, I think. If you're someone that's in one of those rooms right now, if you're in a foreign place right now and you're watching this and you want to kick it, send me a message. I'll come kick it. We'll kick it. So yeah, I think I'm like pretty adaptable. I think that, yeah, that's like the main thing. It's like you just see so much variety and you experience so much variety that you aren't really afraid of something new, really. Like, you can go to a new place. Other than that, it's just been refining the things I don't like about me and the things that I do like about me. And even with places, I take the things that I do like about them, I throw out the things that I don't like about them. So it's just been a growing process. I mean, it's an ongoing process to answer that question.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm learning new things about me every day. That's what I would say.
So you touched on how you never really say I in the videos. It's always we. You want it to be a collective experience with all the people that are watching the videos.
Yeah.
What do you want everyone to take away from this experience? The we. What message are you trying to give them? What do you want them to take away? Yeah.
And I haven't even filmed like the last line of the video. I don't really know what the punchline of this entire series even is. It's a video series of an adventure with a goal, and I want people to vicariously experience that adventure and come up with their own conclusions about the world and come up with their own challenges for themselves. There's not really like because if I had the answer, it wouldn't really, you know, it'd be like, oh, whatever. So not sure. I think that people should watch it and think. It's kind of what I'm doing. I'm just like reflecting. I'm on the Royal Caribbean. We're eating soft serve ice cream, thinking about life, thinking about these deep questions, and I'm still trying to determine what the message is for both the audience and myself. But I think it's meaningful, and it's been a valuable experience.
Cool. During the trip, what has been the highest high, and then counter that with the lowest low?
That's a good one. Yeah. Highest high was when China stamped my passport. Lowest low was when my initial visa application was rejected in Pakistan for China, and then the Iran border closed, the Afghanistan border closed because of an attack. India, Pakistan, I'm sure there's possibly one Indian or one Pakistani watching this. Y'all got to get it together, guys. Fighting's got to stop. Couldn't cross the Atari Wagah. Shout out the Atari Wagah. I really want to cross that border someday. Lowest low was that rejection. I actually had a flight booked to Thailand, and I was going to get my visa in Thailand and fly back to Islamabad and pick up where I left off, so I could say that, you know, I didn't like use a plane to advance myself. But the name of the series is Around the World Without a Plane, and that technically would have been using a plane. So I canceled the flight, and then like my visa's rejected. I basically had no knowledge of whether or not I was indefinitely going to be staying in Pakistan. So not that I didn't enjoy Pakistan. It ended up being like, that's where everything blossomed. That's where I felt like I really had a breakthrough, was after that. But at that very moment, the very moment where I was like, this could all fall apart, I lost control. You know, solo traveling, like you can kind of like manufacture things to where you get this sense of control, and then when you lose that control to like a visa or legal process, or, you know, cancellations, weather, there's that little feeling. During that moment, it was a big feeling. That was the lowest low. And then, you know, getting to be in the place that I wasn't expecting to be in for as long as I was. And I say getting because the relationships I made in Pakistan were amazing. I valued the win after that a lot more. I valued the victory of crossing through Punjab Pass with Chuan. I wouldn't have become as close with Chuan if I wasn't there for 2 months. I wouldn't have experienced the relief that I felt after crossing that border if it hadn't been 2 months. I wouldn't be able to, you know, say I've got family in Pakistan. Mango Hostel, I'm looking at you. I'm looking at you guys. Fires every day. That's where I initially met some Chinese people too. That's how I started my Chinese arc. So yeah, highs, lows, same kind of chapter of the journey. Both of them were good for me.
Sweet. So pretty much going around the world without an airplane, that's something a fraction of people, of anyone has ever done who has lived on the earth. It takes a very special person, a different type of person.
Thank you, Eli.
Yeah.
That was nice. That was actually very sweet.
If any, are there any significant events or stages in your life that you believe directly led to attempting this feat?
Oh, do I have to say this? All right, well, you know what, I'm going to say it. That led directly to me attempting this.
If there's any, places in your life that you were, or anything that kind of got you prepared for this, or where the idea originally came from and you thought that you could do it.
I've just been going in a general direction. Like there wasn't anything that's like to this moment in my life that was like, oh, I'm going to race to this moment in my life. Like I didn't wake up when I was 16 years old and be like, oh, when I'm 25, I'm going to, you know, try and go around this floating rock in space. In college, got into music videos, grinded it out with the music videos, had a mentor / homie like show me some of the ropes with like some editing. I'm not the best editor, I'm not the best videographer, but that was really fun. Tried shooting hip hop videos for a year, got scammed by the industry. Thanks, Atlanta. And yeah, then I was like, oh, I need to make money. You know, finished my degree, got fired from a restaurant job for telling a lesbian I wish she wasn't gay. And yeah, I was kind of in no man's land. I like took a flight to Ecuador.
Yeah.
And yeah, like, just like, I was like, oh, that's cool. And everything started kind of aligning. Yeah, like I was like, oh, the camera's cool. Can't make money with rap. Started shooting wedding videos. Good mentor in wedding videos too, helped me out with that. And then when I was fired from that job, came back from Ecuador, got a sales job, remote, roughly remote, domestic remote. And yeah, was like, okay, if I can get enough time to start doing things I enjoy, I'm gonna pivot over towards like documenting things. So I reached out to former member of Vice, Taji Amin, like was just like, hey dude, can I just please like shoot for you? Shot probably the worst video ever for Taji, but we kind of became homies, went and stayed at his sister's apartment in New York. This is a really loaded answer, I'm so sorry.
No, you're good.
And then we like devised this plan. I reached out to Andrew Callahan as Taji Amin and basically like pitched him as like a host for All Gas. We ended up shooting a documentary on adult babies, and I got to like talk with them both about being in front of the camera, because like I've never been in front of the camera, and that was like the missing piece. I felt like was just me being comfortable, and I really should have just started doing it. That's what I should have done. I should have just gotten in front of the camera and just like, because it was uncomfortable either way. Even after talking to people that had like been in front of the camera as a career, they were like, you know, like there's nothing they could have told me that actually would have prepared me. Like I left the MARTA parking lot and was like what do I do? So those things all, I went in a general direction. They all kind of led me up to, okay, I'm going to do this goal where I can go on this quest, this adventure, take everybody along this adventure and let them vicariously experience it. You know, I had like a refined goal in mind. It doesn't go as planned, guys. I'm gonna go and tell you that right now. Things don't always go as planned. Is it what I envisioned? I don't even really know, but we're doing it. Also, when I was 17, I did mushrooms, and that was pretty inspiring. So I'll drop that in there. Yeah.
Sweet. So we talked about what in your personal life could have had some effect into what you're doing now, some things that led to this in your life.
Yeah.
Do you believe that there's anything in the world that led to this? Maybe being of the times, cell phones, the connectivity of the world, seeing other people do it. What in the world made this possible?
This, like my journey?
Yeah.
Yeah, we live in a day and age where everybody is consuming information. Y'all know where I'm about to go with this. I'm gonna do it. But y'all know where I'm going with this. Yeah, like I think that people, especially after COVID, got like scared of life. And like I did too. Like during COVID, like I was like super sad. And then I feel like since then I've kind of been challenging myself to like not be so self-conscious and like, you know, worried about things. So I think that like the state of the world as it relates to like the last like 6 years definitely played a part in maybe like the message that I want to put out. I wouldn't say like it led me to do it. I think that if COVID didn't happen, I still would have ended up doing something like stupid like this, but I think that it like definitely motivated me a little bit more to be like, oh, this is something cool. This is something that I think that people should try. It's a really meaningful thing. So yeah, it's something I was like, oh, it's like a good time to share this, I would say. Good time to share.
Yeah, shout out COVID.
Yeah, shout out COVID. Shout out Wuhan Institute of Virology. We see you over there. We see you, Wuhan Institute of Virology.
What are, you know, obviously whenever you're away from home for 6 months and could be closer to 7 or 8 by the time you do finally get home, you know, you're going to miss your family, your friends, maybe your car, things of that nature.
Yeah.
What are some things that you miss about home that you didn't originally think that you would miss so much?
Chick-fil-A. I miss Chick-fil-A a lot. miss my girlfriend, miss my family. Like, you know, like those are like obvious things. You're also like, it's also like a mixed bag of emotions when every day you're looking forward to the next city, the next place. These are places that I'd like, it's like, oh man, this is like a once in a lifetime thing to be able to see some of these places. And so you're stimulated with the places and the people and the experiences. And then when you go to bed and you lay down your head, you realize there's a whole world of familiarity that you're not existing in for a long period of time. And it leaves you with this pit in your stomach at times. But it's not something that keeps me from waking up the next day. It's just something that I'm very conscious of, like knowing that my mom and my dad and like my sisters are actively living life and are thinking about me. And one of the things that I felt a little bit of guilt with is I've been so stimulated during this journey that it's been like, oh, my mind's been on that. It's like I want to be putting in equal in my relationships, and it's hard sometimes to be able to do that when you're in a jail in the middle of the desert. And you know, but that's a like fringe case. But even like Japan, it's like, you know, I need to call more. So like, I think that, you know, the simple pleasures of life, the day-to-day, the family, everybody knows that though. Everybody knows that. Chick-fil-A is like the sleeper that, you know, it's like, you know, I didn't really Chick-fil-A won her too, but I mean, it's the obvious stuff. It's family, it's friends, it's like familiarity, daily routine, like being able to drive a car.
Yeah.
Ooh, I'm getting an international license for the next series, and there is going to be a next series that I'm excited to talk about.
Okay, sweet. Doing solo travel, even though a lot of it you haven't been alone, most of it you have.
Yeah.
You have your headphones on a lot.
Yeah.
If there was one single song that kind of defined the journey, or you know, a soundtrack to your life for the past 6 months, what would it be? Either by how much you've listened to this song actually on the trip, or by what the song represents to you. What's the trip's theme song?
Oh man, yeah, that's a good one. That one makes you think, guys. That one makes you think. This guy, it's the best interviewer in the world right here. Dude, I don't know, man. It's so tough because like I just listen to music based off the mood. If I'm sad, I'm listening to sad music, or I'm listening to happy music to get out of the sadness. If I'm happy, I also listen to happy music. If I'm in a passionate mood, I listen to passionate music. If I'm in an R&B jazzy mood, I listen to R&B jazzy music. I basically pick the song off of whatever view I'm looking at. So right now the theme song is going to be Georgie Porgy by Toto, because we're on a cruise ship where we're yacht rocking. As far as like songs I've listened to the most, I don't know. The one I've been listening to Gathering by Kikigaka Moyo. That was a tongue fool. That one's cool. It might be Gatherings. I've been wearing the suit. I've been listening to Eminence Front a lot. I've been listening to like Kashmir by Led Zeppelin and like Eminence Front, and like more just like cheesy cinematic songs that only I can hear in my headphones, but I can like live out this like real life fantasy. Yeah, it really just depends on the mood though. So there's like no set song, I guess.
Sweet.
Music to Walk Home by. That I've listened to that a lot. By Tame Impala. That's a good song. Yeah.
Okay. What has been the best dish of the past 6 months, and what has been the best region of food of the past 6 months?
That's not even possible to answer. That's literally impossible. That's an impossible question to answer. Best dish? There were like 2 dish experiences that I had that were like pretty mind-blowing. Because of like, okay, the first one was my homie in Serbia, Milosh. I'm still probably messing up your name, but like he bought me like this butcher board, and it was like the food has a lot to do with like the mood you're in too. Like, you know, you have to be hungry, and then you also have to be in like that mood to enjoy stuff. It can't be just like a means to an end. So like when I was with my friend Milosh in Serbia, that was like a really just good moment, like eating the food and like him like showing me his town. He got the meal, like that felt really good. I mean, really, anytime Chewan would cook, like Chewan, just because of like Yeah, actually, no. Chewan makes some crazy chicken wings. It might be Chewan's chicken wings. The Coca-Cola wings I didn't film them, but they're like insane.
Coca-Cola wings?
Yeah, he like reduced Coca-Cola into a glaze, and it was fire, dude. Best region. I'm just gonna use the continent. I'm just gonna say Asia to be safe because that's technically a region. Yeah, I mean it would have to be Asia. Even if we stack Turkey in there, because like my top are like Turkey, Thailand, Japanese, Chinese food. Oh well, no. Oh my gosh, I'm forgetting Korean. Korean might be my favorite actually. It's all good. There's good food everywhere. Yeah.
We've known each other for a while, a few years.
Yeah.
I feel like all the time you get referred to as crazy more than anybody else I've ever met.
Yeah, for sure.
Somebody looks at their phone, sees on their snap on Instagram, oh, Price is here doing this, doing that. He's crazy.
I'm psycho, guys.
What's the response to somebody saying he's crazy?
I am crazy. I am. Yeah. You're right. Your assessment is correct. Thank you. That'll be it.
We're getting towards the end of the interview.
Yeah.
You've been to about 30 countries in your life. You're only 25 years old. We can expect that to be doubled, tripled, whatever.
Yeah.
So far, what's your response to what the secret to a good life is?
Keep your friends and your family around you. Make meaningful experiences in your life, and live Mas. Live Mas, and work hard. Also, like, do what you enjoy. Just even if you have to eat it, just do something that you enjoy doing, because it's all about time. It is all about time. It is all about time. And it's about time that we get into our next thing real quick, because that's the last one.
That's the last question.
We are going to be doing a follow-up series because I did not live up to my promise on this series, which was to go across South America. So yeah, that's going to be the clue, but it's going to be sick. It's going to be sick. Yeah.
Great.
That was like way too easy of a clue to... Yeah.
Who knows? Could be anything.
Yeah, that's cool. But yeah, thank you.
Yeah. All right. I want to thank Price Leonard for sitting down doing this interview with me. Y'all check out the series Around the World Without an Airplane. I'm super grateful to be able to do this interview in the middle of the series while things are still going on.
I'm grateful to do this interview with Eli.
Yeah.
I'm grateful for you. Yes.
Price got me a ticket on the Royal Caribbean cruise. I'm actually here for free outside of some sneaky charges Royal Caribbean is hitting us with.
I do want to talk about those, but there's thank you, Michael Bailey, for putting on such a good show here at the Royal Caribbean, and I'm gonna refrain from talking about these charges until cruise is over. It seems like a good idea, but thank you, Michael Bailey. I love you, Michael Bailey.
Well, that's it. Price?
It's a pleasure.
Yeah.
Thank you, brother.
Good luck with the rest of the journey, man.
Thank you, man. See you guys in the United States. Much love. 1023. Around the World Without a Plane. Peace. Love you guys.
That's it.
Those are good questions. I like those questions.
Dude,